Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MekHQ, starting with some MegaMek. And I just wanted to bring the round report out because I missed the initiative phase. It was post initiative phase when I saved the game, so the initiative phase was part of the save file. So just a quick recap. Our team lost the initiative, but within our team we are going last, so the dropship is going before us. We've got until round 5 before the enemy enemy Op 4 aircraft arrives. We've already got them down to about 76% of their BV. They've got us down to 99.18. But before I go any further, I want to bring to your attention, you guys, a quick glitch that I found. If you may remember, we had a couple weeks ago at this point, we had assigned Lieutenant Vernita Formosa to the Wolverine because she has that small pilot and the hopping jack SPAs. But as I was reviewing the save file, I noticed that Lieutenant Senior Grade Vernita Formosa is also piloting this archer over here. And the stats, I think, are slightly different. Yeah, she's a 3-4 in the Wolverine and a 4-4 in the Archer. But she does have the same advantages, the same edge, the same stats otherwise. And so I got to looking at what might have caused that, and I noticed that she's listed in the TO&E twice as piloting both the Wolverine and the Archer. However, if I go to the Archer in the TO&E, it still shows the original pilot, Yarvik, who is a 4-4, who has melee specialist. And if we go over to the personnel tab, I could not find Yarvik on this list. So we may have to do some editing and re-add him after this battle, but in the meantime, without sacrificing all the progress that we made last week, I can't think of any way to insert him into the battle as it currently stands. So we're going to move forward as if he was piloting the Archer. He is a 4-4, so that stat at least is the same. Hopefully the melee master or the melee specialist perk doesn't become a thing, because otherwise I would feel a little bummed about that. So just quickly to recap, we've got random guy in the Atlas with the LBX and the extra medium lasers and a large laser. Up here we've got Petra in the Banshee, who wasn't able to take any shots last round because she's in a valley. We do have Yarvik stand-in the Archer over here. We've got Wyvern in the SRM Archer over here. And we've got Vernita in this Wolverine here, who is kind of making a beeline for this mass of enemies. And honestly, we all need to be making for this mass of enemies, because the Leopard is down to about half of its armor on that right side. So that could be problematic, and I don't know how well this is going to translate into the stream, but they are pretty concentrated right here, which is kind of not close to where we are here, and our assaults and heavies are not going to be very fast movers in this terrain. Didn't mean to zoom out the viewing screen that much. So that is where we stand right now. The next step is going to be replacing all of the NPCs with their princess bots, so that the Draconis Combine can fire its artillery, which it does, and that will land next turn. So now it is into the movement phase of round 3, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, the LRM carrier has taken a bit of a beating from some long-range fire from the Leopard mainly. The Dragon and the Wasp are closing in, the Mongoose is closing in, there's a Pegasus and a Mini Peggy harasser here. There's also a vedette. This laser carrier is also somewhat worrisome. The Skulker and this Pegasus are, I think, trying to intercept us, but that's not going to go very well for them, I don't predict. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and have Wyvern close the gap as much as possible. 5 hexes gives him 2 points of evasion. We've got Yarvik / Vernita and the other archer who will, I think, move to here. Because, well, which way are we going? Are we going north around this way? Are we going south down this way? That's quite the hill. I'm thinking next turn we can go 3 hexes in turn, 4, 5, or 5, 6 into this hex. That gives us partial cover and a height advantage over everything east of this line. So yeah, I think we're gonna go south around that mountain. Oh, the mini Peggy moving to intercept. Dragon moving to close the distance to the leopard. Let's see if we can get Petra out of this valley here, only at a run it looks like. That does give her clear shots on the mini Peggy, so we don't have to worry about really anyone else being able to fire at that thing, because it doesn't have very much armor at all, and it's pretty evasive actually. So, but I only need to hit it like once or twice for the kill, I think. Let's see. Do we just run it this turn? The Wolverine doesn't have double heat sinks, so jumping is something that we're going to have to reserve for when we really need it. Otherwise, we'll have to keep too many of the weapons out of the action. Start firing on the dragon, or maybe we might have a shot on this Pegasus. The Mongoose has a large laser, which honestly makes it almost as much of a threat as the dragon. Dragon with an autocannon, a medium, and some LRMs. But it's much less armored. Looks like less than 10 points in most places. Yeah, 8s in the arms, 10s and 12s in the torso and legs. So if we could hit it with a couple medium lasers, that would put a hurting on it. That would smart, I feel like. Okay, the Wasp moving to take cover behind the Leopard. And finally, random guy maintaining a height advantage, trying to keep a clear view of as much of the field as possible. Do we run it? Still have eyes on the Vedette, it looks like. At least with the LRMs. But at a run, let me check the range on that. Ooh, that would make the difference between long and medium range with the LBX. Other than that, it would bring him into extreme range for the mediums and the SRM. Yeah, let's go ahead and move that extra hex. And I forgot our initiative sync over here. Should have moved first. If we move here, that's level -2. That's level 0. I don't know why it says we'd be able to see the Wasp, because I don't believe we would be able to. Unless we were to jump up here. And this one has the autocannon, which can definitely hit at that range. And we're not worried about heat with the autocannon. It's medium range, but for this turn. For next turn, maybe we can get a killing shot. We'll go ahead and jump it this turn. Alright, artillery. The mobile long tom scatters and hits the Pegasus, number 77, in the right side for 15 points of damage, leaving it with 4 armor remaining. The thumper hits the leopard in the right side for 15, leaving it with 58 armor. That is awfully sketch. We really need... Oh, man. Yeah, the mongoose and the wasp are both firing on its right side. The dragon's going to be firing on its right side. So that's less than ideal. The LRM carrier is most likely going to be firing on his right side as well. The LRM carrier is in rough shape, and he's about to eat an LRM 20 of his own, but he stood still, so he's going to have the maximum advantage trying to shoot the leopard. I'm not sure how much longer the leopard's going to survive under this combined barrage from all of these units. So we've got 8s on the Pegasus, that's going to be 8s and 10s. We'll build up 3 heat on some 10s, try to knock out that Pegasus, or at least immobilize it, make it an easy kill for next turn. We've got Yarvik in the Archer, we've got outside of visual range, and 12s. Well, I guess we'll take a couple of 12s since we've got the ammo to spare. Let's see, we've got 10s on the Vedette with the LBX, 13 with the large laser, wow. And 11 with the LRMs. Yeah, I really thought I'd have a better shot at the Vedette than that. Looking at 13s on the Mini Peggy as well. I agree, those mechs need to be killed. The question is, how are we going to pull that off? They're still really distant. Let's see. We had... Sorry, I got distracted. We had 10s on the Vedette. We've got 9s on the Pegasus. Well, that's an easy choice to make. And yeah, we'll go up to 3 heat on 9s and 10s. Try to take out this Pegasus. It's not great shots, but we don't have to hit with much to get the kill. 11s on the Mini Peggy. 11s on the Pegasus with the PPCs. And with the LBXs. The LBX, I should say. We'll take a couple of 11s and we'll take a 10. 13s aren't going to happen. It looks like that's it for Petra. I always run hot. Yeah, I do always watch my heat. That's something that I'm crucially aware of. I feel like over time, the best way to maximize your damage output is to avoid heat penalties. So I will occasionally overheat in times of either dire need or extreme opportunity. But for the most part, yeah, I try to keep my heat 4 or lower, especially 6 and lower. So we've got 10s on the Mini Peggy, we've got 11s on the Vedette. Let's try and, I guess, take out this Mini Peggy. We'll go up to 2 heat with the Wyvern Archer. And we've got 14s on the Wasp with the autocannon. Do we have anything better? 13s on the Mini Peggy. Yeah, that's better, I guess. But it's still not a shot. Alright, the Leopard firing at the laser carrier hits it with PPCs to the front and left side, leaving in both those locations with 2 armor and costing it half of its movement points. Large laser at the Vedette hits it in the front, leaving it with 12 armor and doing minor motive system damage. Looks like medium lasers at the Pegasus, number 77, to the left side, stunning the crew and immobilizing it, leaving it with 4 armor, looks like. Leaving it with 4 structure on the front as well. and hitting the sensors, which is going to make it a much less effective laser carrier. With a sensor hit, I believe that's a +2 to all ranged weapons. And firing LRM-20s at the LRM carrier and the laser carrier, which is destroyed. The LRM carrier is down to 4 structure on the right side and immobile, down to 10 armor in the rear, and yeah, 4 structure on the right side. The Mongoose hitting the Leopard in the right side with a large laser, down to 50 points there. The Wasp hitting a single SRM to the right side. Our Wolverine at the Pegasus, number 77, hits with 4 SRMs to the turret, to the rear, and the right side, costing it a bunch of movement points, but not penetrating the armor. The Pegasus at the Atlas, landing a medium laser to the right torso, landing 4 SRMs to the left arm, center torso, and right arm, which is a mosquito bite for the Atlas. Laser carrier needing 7s to hit the Leopard, landing the right side, the nose, right side again, the left side, leaving that right side at 40 points, left side at 116. The Archer missing on 12s. Pegasus landing, ouch, 11 SRMs on the Leopard. Mostly to the nose, looks like. With that right side down to 36 points of armor. Atlas at the Pegasus number 80, landing a medium laser to the front, immobilizing it. Landing a medium laser to the turret. Small laser to the left side, but missing with the LBX. The Harasser at the Leopard, landing 4 SRMs, mostly to the left side, which is the strong side, which is good. Banshee missing on 11s and 10s. Vedette landing an autocannon 5 on that right side, down to 31 there. Wyvern firing at the Mini Peggy, landing 3 SRMs to the right side and turret, 2 SRMs to the turret and right side, 4 SRMs to the turret, the front, the rear, and the right side, down to 0 armor on that right side, and I don't know if it was immobile before, but it is now. And finally destroying it with damage to the right side. The LRM carrier at the Leopard, landing 24 and 30 LRMs, mostly to the right side, but also to the nose and the aft a little bit, down to 7 armor on that right side. It's about to start taking structure damage. The Dragon landing the autocannon 5 in the same spot and a medium laser on the nose, missing with the LRMs, so it's down to 2 armor on that right side. After this, it's going to start taking structure damage. Wolverine and the Atlas both at 3 heat. Wyvern's at 2 heat. The Wasp is at 3 heat because it jumped and fired everything. So let's see. The primary op4 is down to 8 of 12 units. We only need to kill 2 more to achieve that victory condition. The dropship is at 72% rounding of its BV remaining, but it's in a very fragile state. We're down to 99.01% of our BV. And moving into round 4. Thumpers and Long Toms landing in 1 turn. Never mind the ones that are landing this turn, which honestly might be enough to get the kill by themselves. We do have the Pegasus is immobile. Gonna be an easy target. The Pegasus is stunned, locked, and immobile. The LRM carrier stunned and immobile. Honestly, I know you said we need to kill those mechs, but if we kill enough of these tanks, it's game over. We just have to do it before the Leopard dies. And it has how much structure? Let me view it. Under armor, 7 structural integrity. Which means that it can take at most 8 shots on that right side. And it looks like it's turning to try to keep that right side away from everyone. The nose still has 80 points of armor, which is good. So let's see, Wolverine needs to stay where he can guard that right side as much as possible. Let's see, the archer was coming around this side to try to... Or were we? I mean, I know that was the plan, but... let's see, random guy. Your job is to kill this immobile Pegasus. And you know what? We might be better off punching than using the arm lasers, so I'll try to remember that. You know what? We'll stand still and torso twist. Get as many hits as possible. Petra. Trying to take the high ground and maybe get some shots on this vidette. Let's see. Archer. Oh, we've got shots on the dragon from here. And this is the LRM Archer, not the SRM Archer, so that's a good range for us to open up. Okay, the Wasp jumped, I'm sure, jumped for a target movement mod of 3, but we can walk. We can get in some melee action, which, I mean, isn't a bad move, I think, but do we go for the Wasp or do we go for the immobile Pegasus? Try to get that victory point. I think we're going for the Pegasus. Wyvern cannot get within 3 hexes of this vidette, but we can get within medium range at a walk, I want to say. That is medium, right? That is barely medium range, yes. So we'll go ahead and walk there. Long Tom hitting the leopard in the aft section down to 66 armor, and landing a thumper on the Wolverine to the center torso rear, destroying the searchlight and leaving it with 3 armor. And this is the allied Wolverine, I believe. It's number 70. I believe our Wolverine is number 46 or so. Let's start with some LRMs on this dragon on 11s, less than ideal. We've got 17s on the Wasp with the lasers. That's not going to happen. Wolverine on the Pegasus. Where is it weakest? On that right side, it's got 6 points of armor. So that is... we don't need the large laser. We can go with the 2 mediums, and the SRM should be enough to do the job. Bad artillery? It is enemy artillery. I'm just glad that it's hitting the dropship in the rear and not that right side. But yes, it is indeed bad. This Pegasus is weak on the left side, it looks like. It's got 20 points of armor and structure there. We'll go ahead and switch to regular munitions, and we'll firing on 1s. We don't need to hit with everything. Wait, was the left side we were shooting at? Yes, it was. Sevens on the with an LRM. You know what? We might as well take that shot. We'll also take a couple of a small laser and an SRM-6. Again, keeping the medium lasers in the arms silent. Hey, Carbothice, how's it going? We're doing rather well, I think. The only thing is we have to keep this dropship alive until the end of this turn so that we can collect our victory points. We've got 10s on the vidette. So how are you, by the way? I hope everyone is doing well today. Hope nobody's in a funk or in a bad way of any sort. Yeah, let's just go ahead and try to kill that vidette. We'll fire everything. We'll build up 5 heat, but this is hopefully going to be the last round of the match. Good, thanks. Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. I hope that goes for everyone. 12's on the mongoose, 12's on the dragon. We might as well concentrate our fire, not that we're going to hit with much of anything. Alright, let's see what the damage is. The mongoose misses on a 5. The wasp hits the nose and the left side. The leopard hitting the LRM carrier with 2 PPCs and destroying it. Large laser at the Pegasus, hitting it in the left side. Following that with a medium laser, which hits the fuel tank and explodes the Pegasus. That's number 77. Number 77 is out of the action. LRM 20 at the LRM carrier, which is also already dead. 73, 73, yeah. Definitely dead. Our archer missing the dragon on 11s. Our Wolverine, number 43. I said number 46 earlier, I think. It's number 43 is the one that's actually on our roster. Medium lasers on that number 77 Pegasus, which is already dead. Atlas at Pegasus number 80, hitting it with the LBX and a large laser and destroying it. So that should be all we need. I downloaded the current version of MekHQ and have a campaign going myself. He inspired me to try it out again, and wow, there are many changes since I played last. Yeah, they have been pretty constant with the updates. Most of them, I would say, are for the better. There are a couple of exceptions. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about like this being part of the frame. I'm not used to that. I'm used to it being in a separate window. But I guess that's just me being a grognard. Change bad. I'm sure a lot of people disagree. I think a lot of people are going to agree that it's for the best. But I'm glad I could inspire you to pick the game back up and get involved again. It's always a perk of this job, I guess. Need to start a new game sometime? Well, what are you waiting for? Carpathice has done it. Why haven't you? Let's see. Wyvern firing at the Vedette, hitting with 2, 5. Can you grab the bar at the top of that window and pull it out? Not per se. You can hit the D button, which I believe stands for detach, and turn it into this. But the default position for it is attached. And if you do detach it, you have to detach it periodically, or it'll like reattach itself. I want to say at the beginning of each phase. I noticed something weird the other day. It looked like it wasn't detecting edge points after a battle. Edge points do replenish on a weekly basis. So you've got your permanent edge and you've got your current edge, if that makes sense. Like, your permanent edge that you've paid XP for is your maximum edge, and then as you spend points, you go down to 0, but at the beginning of the new week, you refresh. So the number of edge points that you've spent XP for is how much you can spend per week, in my experience. So let's see if we killed this Vedette. We cost him some driving skill rolls. We stunned the crew. Cost him a movement point. Half of his movement points. Again, immobilized, stunned again, and finally destroyed. Oh, those SRM4s are brutal. So yeah, the Vedette is no more. The Dragon landing autocannon 5 at on the right side, down to 6 structure, medium laser down to 4 structure. It survives. It survives the round. That is amazing news. So, missed with the LRM 10. Our Wolverine missing on 10s and 12s, but we knew that was going to happen. Physical attacks, we'll go ahead and go for the kick on a 6. We kicked his right leg for 11 points of damage, destroying it and transferring into the right torso. The Wasp falls down, takes 2 to the left torso, destroying his searchlight in the process, and making his first consciousness check on a 3. And Control, yeah, that is going to be slash victory. Vicatry. If I could type, that would be nice. Enemy Op4s all admit defeat. We never even got a chance to see their Air Force. Yes, we want to save the salvage file. Yeah, they're down to 4 units, or technically I guess they're down to 8 of 16, but they're down to 29% of their BV. The dropship survives, which I was really concerned about there for a minute. It's interesting that the Leopard has a different graphic on this screen than it does on the map. That doesn't look like the Leopard I'm familiar with. Did we control the battlefield? I want to say yes. We routed the enemy. We forced them to retreat. So let's see. All of our mechs are essentially undamaged. I want to say someone got hit at some point. Got some ammo to reload there. We did. We took a medium laser to the left arm of the Wolverine. The Atlas got sprayed with some SRMs, if I recall. The Banshee taking no damage and only needing to reload its cluster ammunition. And Wyvern taking, looks like, a couple of SRMs. So yeah, very, very minor damage to our guys, which is fortunate. Let's see, the Skulker. Did that one? Yeah, we had hit the Skulker, but not really damaged it too badly. Let me see. The Mongoose escaped, the Dragon escaped, the Long Tom, the Thumper, the Long Tom, and the Thumper, those all escaped. The Eagle and the Defender both escaped as well. We could salvage, what's our percentage at? We're currently at 63 of 70%. So we could, if we wanted to, salvage, say, the laser carrier. We don't need the medium lasers that much. Honestly, this is all... Maybe we could pick up some SRM ammo if we do that. That puts us at 64%. You know what? I'll save it for when something more attractive comes along, like a mech chassis that I'd like to collect. We captured... Oh, the Wasp? I'm not a huge fan of Wasps, but it should be... I mean, it did not escape. It is still worth 738,000 C-bills. Do we take it? It's really only missing a leg. Yeah, we'd be able to sell it, or if we choose not to salvage it now and we stay below our percentage, then we'll be reimbursed the difference in cash at the end. So either we can take the Wasp now or the cash later, or we can take the Wasp now and sell it, or we can take the Wasp now and keep it. 20-tonners are just too fragile in my experience for campaign play. So I'm not trying to have... Maybe once we have another Lance or two, we might include like some smaller, lighter mechs. I'm fond of fire starters, fond of Jenners. Not so much the Wasp, the Stinger, the Locust. They just don't handle the damage that the enemy puts out very well. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Wasp. We captured one of the Bulldog crew members, one of the Peggy crew members, a laser carrier crew member. Did we capture the Wasp pilot, I wonder? I guess he got away, according to this, and I'm not gonna fight it. Let's see. Honestly, the dropship got several of these kills. The dropship finished off the SRM carrier. If they get primary, I've been using them. I keep them out of range until they have an opening and keep them moving. They do okay. But if they get primaried, they die. Yeah, I'm not very good at preventing my guys from getting primaried. I guess I'm just too aggressive with them, but either way, yeah, either way, I just have a hard time keeping them alive, and I don't like losing things. So, Wyvern got 2 kills with his SRMs. Random guy got the Pegasus. I want to say, didn't the Atlas? Yeah, the Atlas did get one of the Pegasus. What happened to the other Pegasus? I think it was finished off by the dropship. The dropship really put in some work this battle. We did protect the following unit. The dropship that's not listed, we did force withdrawal of 50% of the enemies. We did preserve the Wolverine. I don't know why that's listed in red. We preserved 100% of the Wolverine. Well, that's interesting. As long as we don't lose a victory point for it, like a campaign victory point. There. And hopefully that sticks. It probably won't. It's probably coded in. We'll call that a victory. I don't think it was an overwhelming victory because it was really close there at the end. Who do we got in the infirmary? We've got some prisoners, one of whom is willing to defect. One with severe internal bleeding, which is hopefully not going to be fatal. We have pretty good health care around here. The repair bay is filling up quickly. All those guys are in the field workshop. We're going to have to do something about that. We've got, let's see, ammo en route. We should have armor en route as well. Oh, it's under the S's. Standard armor? Armor standard? Oh, good help. Ammunition. We need armor. Yeah, in transit, 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, we're gonna have armor coming in all this week. And I still, let me see here. There's the Wolverine assigned to Vernita. There's the archer assigned to Frederick French. Where's the other archer? One assigned to Yarvik. I'm not seeing it. Have you worn your Battletech shirt to work? I have not. There is a uniform. Does anyone in your real life know you're a mercenary commander? There are a couple people at work who are aware that I do stream. As a matter of fact, sometimes they'll say they are going to drop in, and I keep wondering when that's going to happen. But I understand it's, I don't know, it's a really niche game, so I don't expect them to get a lot of enjoyment out of spreadsheets and math. So I don't begrudge them or anything. So what is going on here with this glitch that we need to do? I'm afraid to remove it from the TONE because this is the only copy of the stats that I've got for Yarvik right now. The problem is kids these days don't know what's good for them. Good spreadsheet-based game is what they need these days. I don't know. Most kids these days I feel like are calculator kids, not math in your head kids. But maybe I'm just being elitist. How old are these coworkers? Younger than me. Generally in their 20s. Whippersnappers? Indeed. Okay, so we have added to the personnel roster as prisoners Craig Silverside, Catherine McCloy, Fighty Hivid, Connor Cood. Connor Cood has been convinced to defect. We got 18,000 in battle loss compensation for the Archer. Most of that is going to be ammo. The Wolverine, we get 5,000. The Atlas, 24,000. The Banshee, 1,800. The other Archer, 13,000. And the SRM carrier has been added to the unit roster. So, That appears to all be in order. Before I do any repairs, we do also have this convoy attack mission that we had assigned Tonga Lance. Or rather, Tonga Lance had stumbled onto it doing recon. So we've got Tsubasa, we've got Hoser, Warwolf, Ash, and Stiletto against a combined Op 4 of, looks like, 3 lances. 2 of them, let's see, we've got a heavyish lance with 2 archers and a crusader. We've got a light lance with a trebuchet and a pair of panthers. And we've got a lance of tanks with a manticore, a hunter, a pike. We've got a convoy, which is the Dig King, the Quasit, Lumberjack, and an Arbiter security mech. And we've got allied artillery, which is 4 thumpers, and they're starting at the edge, it says. Although we might tweak that to make them start off the board. We've got 1 reroll. We're deploying in the east on a flatlands Sandy Hills map, 35 by 45, in the daylight, clear, calm weather. We have to prevent 50% of the convoy units from crossing the far edge of the map. The convoy will surrender if 50% of their escorts are destroyed or routed. Prevent the enemy forces from reaching the far map edge. Any units that we capture intact are going to be additional support points, so if we can destroy half the escorts, we might get potentially 4 support points. Not that I think we're going to need that many support points. Alright, so with 1 reroll, what are we trying to do with that 1 reroll? I want firing lines to be as far open as possible so I can start engaging at as long a range as possible. We've got the Blackjack with ER large lasers, we've got Hoser with the PPCs, we've got the Stalker with large lasers and LRMs, we've got Ash's Archer, which, remind me, the Ash has a slew of medium lasers and a pair of hatchets, so that's really going to be more of a close range mech. And we've got the Cronus, which has a large laser and some backup weapons. So yeah, I think for these 3 guys, Tsubasa, Hoser, and Warwolf, we want as open a map as possible. Okay, so the Thumpers are all deploying off-board, which is great, which is exactly what I was hoping for. None of the enemies have any SPAs. I do want to distinguish the convoy a little bit more. We'll give them maybe more of a red camo. Let me see what they look like. That's not much more red. Can we... Let's see what else we got. Maybe something a little brighter, more distinctive. There we go. Solid red for the convoy, red and white for the escorts. All 12 of them. Let's see, the 2 archers. Let me check out some stats here real quick. We've got the Thumpers, have pretty good pilots. The Dig King has a decent shot at a pilot, but I don't think it has any weapons. Let's see, the Wasp is a 3-4. Everyone else is a 4-5 or worse. So, yeah, these guys are not very well trained. So what are we looking at as far as the map? Okay, don't know what happened there. Will it happen again? No. Okay. Just a one-time bug. Don't know what happened there, but it got logged. That's the important thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, making me a little worried. This campaign has survived several iterations of MegaMek, and I'm hoping it continues to survive and thrive. I'm already going to have to edit Yarvik back into the roster. I hope I don't have to completely recreate his kill log. That could be quite tedious. So, do we want less elevation or do we want less woods? We'll go less woods, because they're not bringing too many tanks. So that still has a little more elevation than I would like. Let me see here. Oh, no, wrong button. Let's see, that was low woods. Let's go with no elevation. Let's see what the map looks like that way. That gives us fairly wide open sightlines and still a bit of cover. They are bringing 2 archers, which could be kind of scary. They've got one who's a 4-6 pilot, one with a 5-6. I don't remember seeing the Crusader in the pre-game matchup, but he's a 5-7. That's 20 LRMs as well. Panthers with gunneries of 4 and 5 each have PPCs. The Trebuchet with a gunnery of 5 has 30 LRMs. Let's see, the Pike has 3 autocannon 2s that don't really worry me because I'm not bringing tanks. Alright, we have won the initiative for deployment. We do kind of out BV their primary op 4, but if you combine their op 4 with the convoy, we don't. Unless you also include our artillery, which honestly I kind of don't. The artillery is, I'm not expecting it to be super helpful. Now looking at the map, I hadn't realized how tall and skinny this map was going to be, and the fact that we're deploying on the long edge. So I think I want someone with a lot of range over here. Nice open field? Yeah, it really is. The question is, where are the enemy deploying? They're probably going to be bunched up, and I'm going to have to spread out to catch them, unless I find out very soon where they are. Let's start with... Let's start. I want him to have some view. That gives them a clear runway to there at least. Okay, so we've got an industrial mech and a heavy. So we've got the Dig King and the Archer here. So I want to line up, I think, the Awesome against the Archer. And I think right there looks good. We can get to there on turn 1. And we can just turn into these woods on turn 2 at a walk. We've got a Wasp over there we're not really concerned with. We did pick up the other Archer and the Quasit militia mech there. Let's see. Looking at the map here, I think that's where I need to be. Let me count these hexes real quick. Coming down this way. Yeah, I should be able to make a beeline for these 2 archers. How fast is this lumberjack? Hopefully not very fast. 3-5. I'm not trying to kill the convoy. I'm trying to kill the escorts. I'm trying to kill at least half the escorts, which would be 6 of them, since there are 12. Let's see, we've got Hoser, Tsubasa, and Ash against these 2 archers. They should be able to make fairly quick work of them. I kind of want the Cronus to be able to flank these guys with maybe just like a single or 1 or 2 turns to make it through this open area. I don't like having him quite so spread out. Oh, there's another Panther. There's the Trebuchet. I was saving the Stalker for last, but I'm beginning to think maybe that was a mistake. And I want to be able to just make a beeline for those guys. So how about we start there? Should be good. Let's see. No, I want to come down one more. We'll call that done. All right, this is going to be a target-rich environment, boys. We have won the initiative again, not by virtue of the dice, but by virtue of our bonus. And our artillery beat us within the team, not that that makes a difference. Hopefully that artillery doesn't come back to bite us in the rear. Let me see, can we stick this here? No, that's really not very visible. Oh, okay, so we can see where the artillery is coming in. And it looks like they're concentrating on where these archers are. Alright. We're kind of just advancing blindly, trying to close the distance. We got a ton of enemies? Yeah, we do. Several tons, in fact. Maybe we should retreat? Retreat? Are you kidding me? This is... Oh, man. We got these guys. We're better pilots, we're better equipped. And hopefully we've got better tactics. That depends on me, I guess. We might have to run in and kick some of these guys, kick the legs out. Oh boy, is the game hung up? Oh, this is not bode very well. Oh, we're running into glitches after glitches today. So we're not going to retreat, but what we are going to do is we're going to save, and we're going to save it as convoy. And we're going to try reloading that. And see if that helps any. We need to concentrate up and back up. We are spread pretty thin right now, but they're not very concentrated either. I'm trying to surround them a bit and keep them contained more than anything. We've got, looks like 14s on everything. So the Cronus isn't within effective range yet. Stay at range. I probably should. I know I'm planning on having Hoser here and covering this part of the field with PPC fire. Is this a delay mission? Sorry, I missed that. We're trying to kill at least 6 of the escorts, which are these white and red units here, before half of the straight red units make it across the map. And this Quasit is actually kind of booking it. He's got a movement of 5-8, and I bet, yeah, he's printed 10 hexes this turn. So I need to take his legs out, is what I need to do. Concentrate firepower? Yeah, as much as possible, I would like to. Let's start with Hoser, who doesn't have anyone in short, medium, or long range except for the Quasit. I'm not trying to PPC the Quasit to death. We've got the Archer on 10s, the Quasit on 9s. Or Are we trying to kill the Quasit? We don't want it to get across the map. That's our primary objective. But if we can keep them alive, we get support points for that. Okay, so there's the Lumberjack, the Dig King, the Quasit. There should be a fourth one. Where is he? Did we lose sight of him? I bet we lost sight of him. What it looks like. So yeah, I guess we'll take the 27% shot on the Quasit versus the 16% on the Archer. We'll just take the one that's most likely to hit. Staying cool with the large laser out of range. Leg him. I have faith in Hoser. Yeah, let me see this real quick. How many PPCs is it going to take to leg him? 15 plus 11 is 26 armor and structure on each leg. So that's going to be all 3 PPCs to the leg to take it out. And we're rolling on the front table from there. So the odds are against us. Let's see, we've got an Archer shooting at Ash on 12s. Shooting LRM 15s at Ash on 12s, not 20s, which is curious. Ash is not in range for everything, anything. We should maybe have sprinted this turn. Tsubasa with the ER larges. We've got 12s on the Quasit, 11s on the Dig King, 10s on the Lumberjack, and nothing better than that. I guess we'll take a couple of 10s, just because it might slow him down. And then Warwolf and the Stalker. It's 13s. Has 11s on the Lumberjack, and nothing better than that. So we'll take a couple of 11s, just because why not? Let's see. Hoser lands a PPC on the Quasit's right arm, stripping it to 0 armor. The Archer missing on 12s. The Blackjack at the Lumberjack on 10s. Does hit it in the right arm, destroying the chainsaw on the shoulder on critical hits, leaving it with 10 structure and getting another crit on the chainsaw. How many crits can we deal with one laser? Jeez. Everything else misses. Everyone's at 0 heat. Everyone's still at 100% except for the convoys down to 97%. Thumpers landing in 1 turn. Never mind the thumpers that are landing this turn. Let's see, Stiletto needs to close. Get those medium lasers in range. 4, 5. The Wasp could technically get behind us from there, so let's hold off on that. Ash, the medium lasers. I think we're running this turn because we should be in range after they move, if nothing else. Tsubasa. Do we... Yeah, we're gonna run this way. That should get us medium range with the medium lasers against the mining mech. That gives us the Archer at long range, the Pike at long range. We might be able to get the Quasit at medium range. We'll go ahead and commit to that. Oh, is the Quasit... Did the Quasit stay at medium range? Oh, it's behind a woods, isn't it? Let me just check on that. That is medium range to the Quasit. And that is 1 light woods in between. Alternately, we've got short range with the large lasers from Warwolf. Might be doing some multi-targeting here. Let's see, Stiletto has no abilities. As a 3-4 pilot, she should have some ability. Then what is going on here? Not have any abilities. Well, that's not right. I don't remember what abilities she had, but she had something, I'm sure of it. Let's get into melee range of the Wasp, I guess. Because hopefully we can at least leg it and take it out of the action. Alright, Thumper's doing damage to terrain, turning woods into roughs. Let me just take a look at that. Okay, these woods into roughs. That's not really consequential. Tsubasa on the Lumberjack has 6s, and that should be 6s and 8s, I want to say, or 6s and 10s at long range. We'll take a pair of 6s. That's also a 10. We'll skip the 10s. I'm not trying to overheat just yet. Hoser has 6s on the Vedette, or 6s on the Archer, or 6s on the other Archer. That one's a 5-6. That one's a 4-6. 4-6 is definitely the bigger threat, and hopefully we can knock him down relatively easily. 6s and 8s. You know, we might actually just end up destroying the convoy. We don't really need the support points, and they are rapidly getting close to the edge of the map they're trying to escape from. So we'll do the larges and the mediums at the closet. LRMs are gonna get 9s on the Lumberjack. Alright, so let me see here. That is... okay, that's not what I need. I'm looking for this line. I can find it. We've got 8s and 10s on the closet, and was it 9s on the Lumberjack? So not ideal. But with that volume of firepower, we should be able to get something. I don't after the bad rolls on those 8s. Security mech looks like it's doing an end run along the north edge too. Oh, so it is. Hadn't even noticed that. Did I forget to commit the stalker? I did forget to commit the stalker. We'll go ahead and take 10s there. And I guess 9s there. Alright, committing this time. Skip, skip, SRM, skip. LRMs on 9s, fire, fire, 41, just where we were. And Ash at the closet with all the medium lasers, to be followed with a hatchet. We only need to prevent half the convoy from reaching the far edge, so if one of them gets across, that's not going to be a problem. The Pike landing an autocannon 2 on Ash's right leg. The Vedette missing Blackjack at the Lumberjack, hitting the left leg and left torso, critting on his foot and his lower leg, and his cargo. Leaving him with 0 armor on the leg and the torso. Industrial mechs are just so easy to destroy. Just crits for getting hit, crits for falling down, crits for everything. Panther missing the Cronus on a 12. Wasp missing the Cronus on 7s. Hoser landing 2 PPCs on the Archer to the center torso and left torso. The Javelin missing. The Archer missing Ash on 9s. The Cronus at the Arbiter missing on a 10. At the Wasp landing a medium laser to the head, destroying the armor and critting on the cockpit. That Wasp is no more. Oh my goodness. And following that up with a small laser to the head. That is some really intense shooting from the Cronus. That is a cockpit shot and then just the head obliterated in one round. Nice shot indeed. The Crusader firing LRM-10s at the Cronus, missing on 11s. The Archer missing on 11s at Ash. The Quasit landing a machine gun on Ash's left torso. Stalker at the Quasit landing a large laser to the left arm, leaving him with 2 armor. SRM-6 lands 5 missiles to the left arm, down to 0 armor there. The left leg, the right torso twice, and the right arm once. And then the LRMs at the Lumberjack hits with 6 of them to the left torso and center torso, critting on his cargo. Trebuchet missing the Cronus on 10s with his medium lasers. The Manticore missing the Cronus on 10s with his PPC and LRM-10. Ash on 11s at the Quasit, missing with everything, unfortunately. The Archer that took 2 PPCs falls on its rear, taking 7 damage to the left arm and the head, forcing his first consciousness check. The Lumberjack, which took leg and foot actuator hits, falls down, takes 7 damage to the left torso and left arm, critting on his cargo again, and forcing his first consciousness check, and forcing another piloting check to make sure that his engine doesn't stall out, which he does succeed. So we are going to hatchet the Quasit on a 7, or do we kick it on a 6? I'd really like to leg it. Yeah, let's try and leg it. We did kick him in the left leg. He's down to 10 structure, but didn't get the crit and didn't get the knockdown. The Awesome is at 1 heat. The Stalker is at 1 heat. The Trebuchet is at 1 heat. Everyone else is at 0. The Quasit needs to avoid critical damage due to being hit by a physical attack and loses a medium laser. The Lumberjack needs to avoid critical damage due to falling 1 level. I guess it should say 0 levels because he landed on the ground that he was standing on. Crits on his engine and checks for an explosion. No explosion happens. Primary op4 is down to 93%. The convoy is down to 84%. And we are still at 99.88. Thumpers will be landing in 1 turn. We need to clear away from that Lumberjack. Alright, I didn't happen to notice who won the initiative, but I'm guessing it was them, since it seems like we're going first. We'll have Hoser continue to advance at a walking pace. Tsubasa can get into the back of this Dig King and go for a kick, maybe, knock him down. Ash can back up and also go for a kick on the Dig King from the front side, or yeah, let's go for a kick on his right leg. We'll concentrate fire on that right leg and see if we can take it out. Stiletto's going to try to chase down that Arbiter mech. Maybe we can keep him from getting across the finish line. It does mean exposing our back to a Hunter, a Trebuchet, and a Javelin, but we'll be moderately evasive. Actually, did Stiletto have Hopping Jack? I think Stiletto had Hopping Jack, which is the SPA that we're missing there. since we don't have it, I'm going to avoid jumping because I really want to get hits on that Arbiter. Oh, and the Quasit trying to make a run for it too. Let's get into his back. Jeez, he sprinted 9 hexes. Alright, the Lumberjack tries to get up, needs an 8, rolls a 4, falls on its rear, takes 7 damage to the right arm and right leg, going internal on the arm but not getting the crit, and forcing his second consciousness check, which he barely passes. Then he needs to make a PSR for his internal combustion engine, and he succeeds. Archer number 41 needs a 6 to stand up, gets a 4, takes 7 damage to the left torso and left arm, leaving him with 5 armor on that torso. And then he falls again, taking 7 damage to the right leg and right arm, and forcing another piloting check to avoid damage, which he succeeds again. And then on the third attempt, he finally stands up with a 10. Thumpers all do negligible damage. Tsubasa at the Dig King, or eights on the Pike versus should be, yeah, 6s on the Dig King, and we'll get the medium lasers in on the Dig King as well. Actually, before we get into his back, let's see if we can take out one of his arms, get us more likely to get a back shot on the right torso. On 9s, we might get a couple of hits. Let's see, so we're gonna go 2, 3, 4. That puts us at 25 heat of 26 that we can dissipate. But not enough to include that other ER large laser, unless we want to go to 11, which we don't. Hoser, actually, can get some shots on this Quasit on 5s, or we can get the Vedette on 5s. Let's see, we've already got Warwolf going into the back of the Quasit. Do we go for the Vedette? Do we go for the Pike also on 5s, or the Archer on a 2? Because he sprinted. Ooh, it's really hard to pass up a 2. Yeah, we'll go for 3 guaranteed shots and a 6, and hopefully we'll get the knockdown again. While Warwolf goes into the back of the Quasit on 8s and 10s. We'll skip the... We'll go ahead and fire 1 11, and that puts us at 3 heat for the turn. It's a bit hot, but we might just hit with that. You never know. Stiletto on the Arbiter on 8s and should be 10s. That puts us still cool. Alright, the Arbiter, firing a heavy cannon rifle at the Cronus, it hits for 6 damage to the center torso, destroying the searchlight. The Pike, landing an autocannon 2 into the center torso rear of our Blackjack. The Vedette missing the Awesome on a 9. The Archer, this is Ash, firing at the Dig King, hits the center torso for 5, and another 5, leaving it with 1 armor. I was hoping to soften him up for rear shots, but that didn't happen. Panther missing the Cronus on a 12. Blackjack into the back of the Dig King, hits with the ER large laser to the left leg. Medium lasers to the left torso rear, left arm, center torso rear. Going internal on that center torso rear, critting on the gyro and the engine, critting on the engine and the gyro again. So he is definitely going down with 2 gyro hits, and 2 engine hits means he's going to be running super hot. The Javelin missing on 9s. Hoser at the Archer, landing PPCs to the center torso, right arm, right leg, and a large laser to the right arm. So that's 38 damage to that Archer. He's likely to go down this turn. The archer at Hoser's Ride, landing 9 LRMs to the right torso and right arm. Trebuchet missing the Cronus on 12s and 8s. The Stalker at the Quasit into the back with a large laser hitting the gyro and the LRM-5. Medium laser to the right torso rear. And 4 SRMs to the left torso rear and left arm, critting on his LRM-5 ammo and exploding the Quasit. So that is some good shooting from Lark. Let's see, the Hunter missing the Cronus on an 11 with an LRM-20. The Manticore missing on 11s with a PPC and an LRM-10. Nice indeed. The Cronus at the Arbiter missing on 8s and 10s except for 3 SRMs to the center torso, left torso, and right arm. Let's see, Archer number 41 needs a 9 to stay standing, falls, hits his head for 5 points, forcing his second consciousness check, and then fails his piloting check, making his third consciousness check, needs a 7, gets a 9. Dig King automatically falls because his gyro is destroyed, takes 4 to the right arm, and makes his first consciousness check as well. Or is Alejandra a girl's name? I don't know. There's no point in attacking the Dig King anymore. He's immobile. And we might just salvage that for fluff purposes, if nothing else. So Tsubasa is not going to kick. Ash is not going to kick. Javelin kicks the Cronus on an 8, misses with a 4, needs a 6 to stay standing, gets an 8. The Dig King fails to avoid critical damage due to falling, crits on his upper and lower leg, and blows off his right arm. So, the Lumberjack fell and blew off his right arm, excuse me. Let's see, we've won initiative for turn 4. We're still at 99% of our forces. The Op 4 is at 91%. The Convoy is at 49%, although it does technically still have all of its units. Thumpers are going to be targeting that Dig King and the Lumberjack because it's immobile. Arms and legs all over the place. Watch the artillery target the Dig King. The Dig King has ejected, so it looks like they're targeting the Lumberjack. Zoom in a little bit. Where else are we targeting? Doesn't look like anywhere. It looks like it's all going at the Lumberjack. Let me just double check here. Yeah, I don't see any other orange arrows except for that one. So let's see. Immobile pilot. So they're actually down to 2 convoy mechs, including the Lumberjack, which is the target of 8 Thumper rounds, which will be landing on rounds 4 and 5. So yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near the Lumberjack because that is going to scatter, and I don't want it to hit us. Warwolf, I guess, can pick up this pilot. Wait, do you need hands to pick up a pilot? I'm not sure. I don't think you do. But we're going to deprive them of some initiative sinks. Let's see. I want Stiletto to wait until the Arbiter goes. I want to react to that. We'll get Ash in here on this pike and maybe the Archer after that. I did see the Arbiter move, so Stiletto... Oh, he is gone this turn. Maybe we can prevent that? You just need to be on the Hex. Oh, for picking up a pilot? Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you needed hands to pick up a pilot or not, because neither the Stalker nor the Blackjack have hands, so that would have been a predicament. So that'll give us back shots on the Arbiter at short range for the large laser and medium range for everything else. We might get lucky and stop him. A javelin coming in to harry us in our rear arc. Poser on the archer. I don't want to be 7 hexes from an archer, even one with a terrible pilot. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, if we run, we improve our evasion by 1, and we improve our 2 hit by 1. So I see no downside to running this turn. Dig King destroyed by ejection. Archer needs a 6 to stand up, gets a 12. Yeah, okay. Thumper landing on Ash, 5 to the center torso, landing on the pike to the 5 to the front. Other than that, just terrain damage. Let me come up here first. Let's see, we don't have any guns in our left arm, so we can actually torso twist and try to punch the javelin and still fire everything at the Arbiter, which sounds like a plan. Let's see, Tsubasa on the pike. On 6 and 8s. Ash also on the pike or on 10s versus 11s for the archer. We'll go for the pike on 10s. We might hit it once or twice. Let's see, we've got Hoser on the archer with 3s and a 5, or we'll skip the 5, we'll do a couple of 7s instead. Save ourselves a couple of points of heat. And Warwolf is badly out of position, but we can still take 11s on the pike or the vedette. Maybe we'll get lucky and immobilize the vedette. 11s, not 13s. We could start a fire with the medium lasers, but I don't really see the point. Pike landing autocannon 2s to the Blackjack's right leg and right arm. Vedette missing the archer. Cronus at the Arbiter landing a medium laser to the left leg, but he is going to be getting away this turn, or next turn. Technically, next turn, at the beginning of the turn. Probably first thing in the movement phase. Blackjack at the pike hits it with a large laser to the front, medium laser to the left side, and left side again, causing it a couple of points of penalty to its driving skill rolls, which he hasn't been taking. Javelin missing the Cronus on 10s, Archer missing the Blackjack on 8s, Ash hitting the pike in the right side with a medium laser and stunning the crew for a turn. So that's a good outcome. Archer into the at the Blackjack with an LRM-15, hitting with 9 to the left torso. Trebuchet at the Blackjack, hitting the right side with 12 LRMs, the right leg, the right arm, and the left leg. Poser at the Archer, number 41, hits it in the center torso with a PPC, going internal, leaving it with 21 structure. PPCs to the right torso and left arm, leaving those with 8 and 1 armor respectively, missing with both medium lasers. Admittedly, the large laser would have hit on a 6, but it is what it is. Stalker at the Vedette, landing 4 LRMs to the left side, but not getting anything accomplished, really. The Blackjack took 20 points of damage, needs a 6 to stay standing, gets a 10. The Archer needs a 7, gets Snake Eyes, takes 7 to the left torso, going internal but not getting the crit, and forcing a piloting check, which he succeeds. We're not going to stomp the pilot. We're not going to stomp the immobile pilot. We are, however, going to... We can kick on a 5, which is 83% likely. Or we can hatch it on a 6, which is 72% likely, but if we do roll snake eyes, less likely to fall down. We'll go for the hatchet this turn. And Stiletto is going to try to punch the Javelin on a 9. The Javelin punching the Cronus on 11s misses. The Archer hatchets the Pike in the front, leaving it with 6 armor and causing it +1 driving skill rolls. Cronus punches the Javelin in the head, forcing the first the first consciousness check, which she fails and blacks out. So that is some freakishly good luck that we've been getting with the headshots this turn with the Cronus. First it was the Wasp with the medium followed by the medium followed by the small laser, and now it's the punch to the Javelin's head, forcing the blackout. Pilot Bruna Mancuso wakes up just in time to be picked up by the Stalker. Alejandra Adams gets picked up by the Blackjack. I'll try to remember those names. Bruna and Alejandra, the two names that end in A. Trebuchet is at 6 heat. The Arbiter is at 2 heat. How does the Arbiter gain 0 heat, sink 1 heat, and now at 2 heat? Wouldn't he sink 10 heat? Or at least 3. We've won the initiative going into round 5. Thumpers will all land next turn. That Lumberjack is going to be so dead. Alright, Stiletto. Do we finish off the Javelin? I think we do. Dead, wait. Wait. Who's dead? And who's Earl's buddy? That could be Earl's buddy. I don't follow. Are you talking about the headshot to the Javelin? That's my first thought. Oh, Earl was a lumberjack in a past life. I forgot. Yeah, yeah, that Draconis lumberjack is about to be annihilated. He's got so much artillery incoming right now. Back up the ER larges. Oof. Actually, Cronus might be in trouble up here. That's no less than 6 enemy units still active and basically unopposed. Oh no, poor him. Yeah. If it was my artillery, I wouldn't be shooting at him. I'd let him eject, because I assume that's what he's going to do. He has taken, he's a 1-2, which means he has to run to even stand up. And he's taken, oh, just the 1 engine hit. Interesting. But yeah, I think in the meantime, Tsubasa needs to come up here and try to reinforce. I think Warwolf might also be needing to move up here to try and reinforce. Ash. Oh, that archer is gonna get toasted by the artillery. Ash would like to wait for the pike to go so she can respond to that. Excuse me. Hoser, how do you feel about getting into kicking range of this archer? His right leg is already pretty badly busted. If we move here, we're guaranteed to kick on his right leg. I'll give you a second. Well, yeah, I'll just give you a second. in case you would like to respond. Sure, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's try and leg this archer. And we might even get some back shots on that archer. Okay, so Ash at that pike. That puts us at medium range, which is base 8. 9 for walking. 9s. All the archers are going down. Die. Yeah, this one's not damaged yet, but he is standing awfully close to ground zero, which is part of the reason I want Ash to back off so that she's not in danger of getting splashed. Lumberjack tries to get up and falls, takes 5 to the left torso, destroying it and blowing off the arm. Takes 2 to the left arm, which transfers into the center torso. Fails to avoid damage, needs her, or his or her third consciousness check, which they barely make. And then the lumberjack does manage to succeed standing up just in time to catch all the artillery. Excuse me. Arbiter flees the battlefield like we knew it was going to. The archer, at a sprint, tries to stand up and fails because he needs an 8. Takes 7 damage to the right arm and left arm, critting on his large laser, his hand, and his lower arm. No, he does not narrowly avoid. He fully avoids. He rolled a 12 to avoid damage. And then he does successfully stand up. Not at a sprint. That's interesting. So he tried to sprint and stood up and then changed his mind about sprinting. I wasn't aware that was something that could happen. Thumper landing on the lumberjack to the center torso and the pike to the turret. Thumper on the lumberjack hits the center torso, critting on the engine and left torso. And then the safety systems on the engine fail catastrophically, resulting in a cascading engine failure. Lumberjack destroyed by engine explosion. And then the archer taking 5 to the left leg from the rear. Takes 5 to the center torso rear. Takes 5 more to the center torso rear, double critting on the engine. So yeah, archer number 43 is in a bad way. Let's see, we've got 8s on the trebuchet, 9s on the panther, 10s on the crusader. I think we're gonna take a pair of shots, a pair of pot shots at the trebuchet. Unless, how many heat sinks does this archer have? 12, and he's building up 10 extra points from the engine. So yeah, that archer is going to be a non-threat for a minute until he can cool down a bit. So we're going to go ahead and take a couple of 8s at the trebuchet. Hoser. We've got 5s on the back of that archer versus 5s on this archer, but we really were trying for the kick on that archer. How much armor, how much structure does he have left on that right arm, or right leg? 22. That is more than a single kick will do. So maybe we need to soften him up first. We'll go ahead and fire. Let's see, 24. Skip. That puts us at 30. We'll leave the right leg free for kicking. We'll go 31 with the small laser, and then the last PPC at the vedette on a 6. That's why I skipped that one earlier. So hopefully one of those PPCs hits him in the leg, and then we kick him and he goes down for good. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. We've got LRMs. We could fire at the Panther on a 14. We've got a 15 there. Got a 13 there. That's not going to happen. Versus 8s on the pike. The pike is also in range of other stuff. So let's go ahead. We'll do a pair of 8s with the large lasers. We'll do some 10s with the mediums. We've got 8s with the LRMs. And we'll take a 10 with the SRM, leaving us at 2 heat for the turn. And we'll follow that with a barrage of medium lasers on 9s. And stiletto, I think, wait, is the javelin not prone? Oh, it's still standing. Oh, we're gonna punch him again. Yeah, we are. But not until we fire 9s and 11s on the hunter. Vedette misses the awesome on an 8, gets a 7. The blackjack on the trebuchet needing 8s and getting 5s. The panther missing the blackjack on a 12. Hoser getting the archer in the center torso, the left torso, and the center torso and the left torso with PPCs, and then another medium, and then the medium laser to the left torso, destroying the left torso, blowing off the left arm, and critting on the ammo. Archer is no more. Well, so much for kicking it. Oops. Yeah, I was hoping to salvage a legless archer from this, but that's not going to happen. Crusader landing a lucky 10 missiles on the Cronus's right arm. Stalker at the pike, missing with the larges, landing a medium laser to the front, landing 6 LRMs to the front and left side, hitting the sensors, leaving it with 2 structure on the front, missing with the SRM6, which would have been perfect. Trebuchet missing the blackjack on 9s, the archer at the pike missing on all of the 9s, Hunter at the Cronus missing on a 10, the Manticore missing the blackjack on an 11, Cronus at the Hunter hits it in the left side, stunning the crew for a turn, and that will be a punch to the Javelin's head as well. We are not going to kick the immobile pilot. We are going to punch the immobile Javelin on a 1 to the right torso, leaving it with 2 armor. Pilot of the Javelin needs a 3 to wake up and is successful. Blackjack is at 0 heat. Let's see. Hoser is at 3 heat. Stalker is at 2 heat. Trebuchet is at 7 and climbing. We've won the heck out of initiative this turn. Let's see. The primary outforce is down to 78%. Convoy is down to 0%. They do have a couple of pilots left, but that's about it. Do we declare victory? Don't I get another XP for kicking the pilot? No. Sadly, you only get the XP for killing a mech. You do not get XP for technically destroying an infantry unit, but no. Afraid not. Sorry. Oh, we've got artillery incoming up here. The pike is about to get wailed on as well. Cruelty above and beyond, exactly. We will go ahead and I guess pick up this pilot and try to get some shots on this archer or this pike, depending. Let's see. Warwolf would like to start making his way northwards towards where all of these guys are hanging out. Likewise, Tsubasa, maybe jump into a defensive position here. Oh, there's a Vedette behind Hoser. Let's have Ash run interference at medium range. That's still going to be 8, 9, 10. How far did you move? 10, 11, 12s. Ooh, that's not good odds, but we'll be closer next turn and hopefully not need to run. Stiletto is behind the javelin, which is perfectly fine with me. Thumper's dealing damage to terrain, hitting the archer in the center torso for 5. Leaving it with over 20 points of armor. Poser at the pike on 3s. We'll take all of those, please. And we'll even throw in, I think, a couple of medium lasers. Let's go ahead and have Ash take all these 12s while we're at it. Tsubasa at the Panther on 8s. We'll take that. Maybe we'll get a little lucky. Warwolf on the Trebuchet on 12s. Panther on 13s. For long-range missiles, we've got 11s and 10s. Okay, so the Trebuchet is the target. With everything that has a chance at any, right? 12s and 10s. If Stiletto into the back of the Javelin. Oof. Taking heavy fire from the Crusader, the Manticore, and the Panther. 12s and 11s. 10s and 12s. 11s. 11s. So probably not going to take a lot of damage, but we've got 5s in the back of this Javelin, which, yeah, let's just go ahead and unload everything. Ooh, I saw no gyro. Alright, the Vedette hitting the Awesome in the center torso rear with an autocannon 5 and a machine gun to the right arm. A couple of lucky hits there, leaving us with 14 armor in the back. In response, Hoser firing at the pike lands 2 PPCs to the rear and the front, destroying the pike. The Panther misses the Cronus, the Panther misses the Cronus. The Archer at the Vedette does actually land a hit to the right side. Hits again on the right side for a critical chance, leaving it with 8 armor. So 2 out of 8 on 12s. That is some fancy rolling. The Crusader at the Cronus missing on 12s and 11s except for 6 LRMs to the center torso and right leg. Blackjack at the Panther to the center torso and right arm for 8 each. Trebuchet at the Stalker landing 24 LRMs to the right torso, right arm, right leg, and the left torso. Armor is still holding strong though. Stalker returning fire at the Trebuchet on 12s and 10s lands 6 LRMs to the left leg and left arm. Manticore at the Cronus missing on 10s and 12s. The Cronus at the Javelin. Large laser to the right leg, medium laser to the center torso rear, medium laser to the left leg, small laser to the right leg, small laser to the left torso rear, and critting on the ammo. Javelin destroyed by ejection, and the Stalker stays standing. So that is some fancy rolling for the Cronus this turn, or this battle. We're not going to kick the immobile pilot, nor are we going to kick this immobile pilot, or this mobile pilot, I guess. Oh, we're standing in fire now. Let's see, the Awesome is at 2 heat. The Cronus is at 0 heat, even though we ended the turn in fire. The Crusader's at 2 heat, the Panther's at 2 heat, the Trebuchet is now at 8. Carlos Harrison needs an 11 to wake up and rolls a 12. Carlos Harrison is then picked up by the Awesome. Beta Almley is picked up by the Cronus. So that's 4 pilots that we've captured. I mean, we could keep going at this point. Do we need to? No. Do we want to? I kind of think we do. Let's just continue steamrollering them a bit. Thumpers all landing next turn. Let's see. Stiletto can move into these woods and be a little better protected against the Crusader. Well, yay, steamrollering. Yeah, speaking of cruelty above and beyond. Hoser is going to make a beeline. Is this archer fleeing? I bet he is. It doesn't say that he is, but he's acting like it. Jumping and staying evasive and staying in the woods, but still having a shot. I like it. Warwolf, potentially getting back shots on the trebuchet through the woods. Let's see. Crusader could be an issue, but he's not yet. Not really. I wouldn't mind getting in the back of this Panther. Or this Manticore. How do we get there? Do we go there? That's through one woods. We're not evasive, but it's a walk and it's short range. And it's his back arc through one woods. I like it. Thumper all misses and scatters and doesn't do anything. Tsubasa was firing at this hunter on 7s with everything, leaving him at 3 heat. Hoser. Oh, this vedette did not go where I thought he was going to go. Hoser does not have any targets in range except with his right arm he can fire at this vedette. On a 4, which is not bad. Let's see, the archer. All of his lasers, her lasers are torso mounted. Boo is right, yeah. That vedette did not go where I was hoping he was going to go. We don't have a shot with Ash. We do kind of have shots into the back of this trebuchet. 10s and 12s. I'll take it. Putting us at 2 heat. And Stiletto into the back of the Panther on 7s. Versus 7s on the Manticore. We'll do the Panther. And that's going to be just, you know, everything. So Blackjack at the Hunter, landing 2 medium lasers to the front, leaving it with 22 armor. The Vedette missing the Awesome on a 9. The Panther missing the Blackjack with the SRM on a 10. Hoser firing on the Vedette, landing a PPC to the left side, costing it a movement point and leaving it with 4 armor. Nice. That made that one shot count. Panther missing the Blackjack with the PPC on a 12. The Crusader on the Cronus, landing 4 SRMs to the right, left, and center torso. And 8 LRMs to the left leg and center torso. The Stalker landing a medium laser on the Trebuchet's center torso rear. Leaving him with 2 armor, but not getting anything else. The Hunter missing the Stalker on a 12. The Cronus on the Panther. Large laser to the center torso rear. Medium laser to the left torso rear. SRMs to each arm. The Manticore at the Cronus, needing 9s and 8s, lands a PPC to the right torso. 4 SRMs to the arms, center torso, left torso. Cronus took over 20 damage, needs a 5, gets a 7. Tsubasa can try to kick this Panther on an 8. Don't normally like to kick on an 8 with a 5 piloting, but it's that or nothing. Oh, we can hatchet him on a 6. Yeah, we'll do that. Do we kick on an 8? Yeah, I think we do. It's a panther. Okay, so Ash hatchets the vidette in the left side for 14 points of damage, destroying it. Blackjack kicks the panther in the left leg for 9, but doesn't get the knockdown. Blackjack is at 3 heat, Stalker is at 2 heat, Crusader is at 7, Panther's at 3. The Trebuchet took a cooldown turn. He's down to 0 heat. We've lost the initiative going into round 8. We're at 94.9% of our forces. The primary op 4 is at 63%. And there are still technically 2 members of the convoy remaining, so I don't know how that's possible. I thought we picked up all the pilots. Okay, Cronus. Stiletto, you need to get out of there. Your armor is getting a bit mangled, but it's not bad enough to go completely pell-mell. We go there, we can turn next turn and head this way, which I think is where we need to be. Lost? We winning? We absolutely are. We were trying to prevent the convoy from getting to the far edge of the map, and they got 1 unit across out of 4. So, yeah, we achieved that objective. Now we're just hunting for salvage. We'll go ahead and have Werewolf advance. We'll have Hoser. Hoser see the Panther? Well, the Panther hasn't moved yet, so that doesn't matter. You can see the Crusader from there, but I don't know if he's in range. Alternately, we can come this way. Actually, I think we'd want to come this way so we can skirt right through this gap in the woods here. Doesn't give us a shot this turn, but it might next turn. Let's see, the Cronus is going to try to backstab this Crusader. Maybe we'll catch it in an ammo bomb. And then Tsubasa can jump into these heavy woods and continue firing at the Trebuchet. I like it. Archer got away. Thumper lands on the Manticore, stunning the crew for a turn. Tsubasa on the Trebuchet on 7s. We'll... Ooh, maybe not 2 7s. We'll take maybe a trio of 9s over a 7. Hope we get a little lucky. Hoser has 12s on the Manticore. And no one else in range. Or no one else visible in range. So yeah, we'll take 3 12s. Maybe we'll get lucky. Warwolf, I think, is going to take on this Panther. Right? 14s, 15s, 11s. Yeah, I guess we'll take the 11s. Yeah, just the large lasers, I think. No other targets present themselves. Ash on 20s, not gonna happen. And what does this Crusader need? Is it gonna tell me, or is it gonna be off the screen? It's not gonna tell me. Medium laser on a 9. We've got a large laser, 3 mediums, 2 smalls, and some SRMs all on 7s. Blackjack at the trebuchet hits with the ER large laser to the left leg, 2 medium lasers to the center torso. Panther misses the Stalker, Awesome missing the Manticore on 12s, Crusader missing the Cronus on his 9, the Stalker missing the Panther on 11s, the Cronus missing the large and the first 2 mediums on 7s, but landing a medium and a small to the right leg and right arm, and 2 SRMs to the right and left arms. Warwolf will kick the Hunter, I think, on a 6, definitely. Stiletto will, I guess, try to kick the Crusader on a 6 as well. Stalker kicks the Hunter in the front for 17, leaving him with 5 armor. The Cronus kicks the Crusader in the right leg for 11, leaving him with 5, knocking him down. He hits his head, forcing his first consciousness check, takes 2 more to the head, forcing his second consciousness check, which he barely succeeds, and then he also barely makes a seatbelt check. So the Crusader is prone now, which is great. Those are getting lucky? Really? That's the plan? Well, it's the best plan we had. We have 1 initiative going into round 9. They're at 49% with 8 units remaining out of 12. I think I'll keep playing until there are 6 units remaining and then call it there. I think. No promises. Let's see. We'll go ahead and have Ash, or we'll have Hoser advance to here at a run. We'll have Ash was also going to turn this way and run. Let's see. Cronus. Oh, the Crusader stayed. Oh, the Crusader has not moved yet. We'll get into the back of this Panther with everything, I think. Did he walk or did he jump? He ran. 4 hexes for a TMM of 1. We walked 2 hexes for a targeting penalty of 1, which means that we're going to need 6s on his back. Send in the Hoser directly into the enemy. I mean, he's trying, but they're running away, it seems like. They're staying out of his reach, unfortunately. The Crusader still has not gone. Tsubasa, maybe into the back of the Manticore? Stiletto. Oh, there's artillery coming in very close to where we are. I don't think I like that. Let's see, that'd be on his right side, and hopefully we don't get hit by splash damage. Or his left side, not his right. Point being that it was not in his rear arc. Okay, Thumpers hit terrain for damage, but no one else. We're going to take a 6 and a bunch more 6s, leaving us at 2 heat into the back of that Manticore. Hoser does not have any targets still. My mouse pad escaping. Warwolf into the back of this Panther on 6s with pretty much everything, I think, except for the LRMs. We could throw in an LRM, but I don't think it's worth the ammo on a 12. We've got 10s on the Trebuchet. 9s on the Manticore. Yeah, we'll throw 1 at the Manticore. Leaving us at 1 heat, because I hate to see heat sinks go unused. And then Ash has a shot on the Panther on 14. It's not going to happen. Oh, Stiletto doesn't have line of sight on the Crusader. Which is good, I guess, because it means the Crusader doesn't have line of sight on us either. And we've got, looks like 7s and 9s on the Manticore. We'll go up to 3 heat, because why not? Panther missing the blackjack on 8s and 11s. Panther missing the blackjack on 11s. Blackjack on the Manticore, hitting it in the left side with an ER large laser. Hitting it in the turret and the rear with medium lasers. The Crusader landing 3 LRMs on the Stalker's left torso. The Trebuchet landing 18 LRMs on the Stalker's left torso, left arm, right torso, and right arm. Stalker into the back of the Panther, hits with a large laser to the left torso rear, medium lasers to the left arm, right torso rear twice, and the left arm. And then total of 6 SRMs to the center torso rear, left arm, right torso rear, left leg, right arm, center torso rear again. And then missing with the LRMs on the Manticore. The Hunter firing a flamer at the Stalker on a 10 and missing the Cronus at the Manticore, hitting a large laser and a medium laser both to the turret. Stalker took 20 plus damage, needs a 5, gets a 7. The Panther took 40 plus damage, needs a 7, gets an 8. Blackjack is at 2 heat, Cronus is at 3 heat, Trebuchet is at 5. Everyone else is running pretty chill. They're still down to 8 units. They still have, it says, 2 of the convoy remaining, which is not true. Thumper fire will land in 1 turn. We'll have Tsubasa back up and be marginally evasive. And that gives us medium range on the Hunter with the medium lasers. I like it. Hoser can get the Trebuchet at short range through 2 woods. That's going to be what? 2, 3, 4, 5s, looks like. Yeah, should be 5s on the Trebuchet. So we'll take that. We'll have Ash, I think, come up this way. Try to get the flank on the Trebuchet and the Panther. The Panther. Okay, this is interesting. We'll go to a run. Well, we've got then back shots on the Panther still at a range of 5 hexes, which is good for the large lasers. He is in heavy woods, but he's not evasive. We'll try that. And it also gets us away from that incoming artillery. Stiletto. I think we'll try to be as evasive as possible. Still getting back shots on that Crusader. If we can. Oh no, the Cronus took 5 to the center torso rear from friendly artillery. She's got 2 armor remaining. What happened there? Alright, Stiletto has 10s on the Crusader or 8s on the Panther. We'll take the Panther. We'll go up to 3 heat by keeping one of the medium lasers silent. Or if we keep the large laser silent, we'd be at 22 of 24. We'll go with the large laser. We've got 5s and 7s on the Hunter with Tsubasa. We've got 5s on the Trebuchet with Hoser. And 7s or 9s. We'll take a couple of 9s and be heat neutral for the turn. Warwolf in the back of the Panther on 8s and 10s. A 10. And some more 10s. We'll be at 3 heat for the turn there. And then Ash at the Panther on 12s. It's going to be the best shot we've got. Alright, the Panther hits Ash in the right arm for 10 with the PPC, leaving us with 12 armor there. The Panther firing at the Cronus, missing on 11s and 9s. The Cronus at the Panther, hitting it in the left torso with the large laser and nothing else. Crusader at the Blackjack on 8s, 11s, and 12s, missing with everything. The Blackjack at the Hunter hits it in the right side with the large laser, immobilizing it, following that up with 2 medium lasers to the right side and 1 to the rear. The Trebuchet on the Blackjack landing 18 LRMs to the right arm, right torso, center torso, and left arm. Awesome on the Trebuchet landing PPCs on the right arm and left leg, critting on the lower and upper leg, and then following that up with another PPC destroying the leg altogether. The Hunter on the Blackjack missing on a 10, the Stalker on the Panther missing on 8s and 10s. Landing, well, 6 LRMs to the left arm, transferring into the left torso. The Manticore missing on 9s and 11s, landing 6 LRMs. Would have hit the head, but transfers to the left leg and center torso through edge. And then Ash needing 12s and getting none of them. Oh, Tsubasa falls down, takes 5 to the right arm, going internal on that arm, but avoiding pilot damage. The Trebuchet automatically falls, takes 5 to the right leg, and makes his first consciousness check. And seeing as how we are over 2 hours into the stream tonight, I think I'm going to go ahead, like I said, no promises as far as playing till we get half of them dead. We're just going to go ahead and declare victory since we have completed our objectives. Yes, we want to save our salvage file. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. Blackjack took moderate damage. The Cronus took some light damage. No one took any head hits. Crusader escaped. Panthers both escaped. The Trebuchet lost a leg. Do we want a Trebuchet? Kind of 52 to 64%. Do we want a Trebuchet that badly? It's worth 2 million C-bills. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll also take the Dig King, which might be useful for creating embankments and entrenchments. Yeah, could be good for some fluff action. Let's see, who did we capture? We should have captured at least like 3 pilots. The Crusader pilot, no. The Dig King Alejandra was one of the names I remember. Bruna, I think, was the other one. Where is Bruna? There was a Bruna, right? I don't see a Bruna. Could be good for landscaping my backyard too. Yeah, it could be. So we've got Ash with 1 kill, we've got Warwolf with 1 kill, we've got Stiletto with 2 kills, and Hoser with 2 kills. Did we capture any of the mechs? We did capture the Dig King. We did not prevent the Arbiter from escaping. The Lumberjack and the Quasit, I think, both got destroyed. One of them was an engine that went critical, the other one took artillery fire to the death. We did force withdrawal of half of the enemy units in the end, I guess. And we'll call that victory. We'll go ahead and finish it there. Oops. And we'll go ahead and save it here. Having not advanced a single day, we'll call this one post. All right, and with that, thank you everyone for joining me. It's been quite the journey, and next week will be entirely repairs, I think, because we did, actually, we didn't take much more than armor damage in either of those battles. Victory, the Silent K, yes. HBS tomorrow night is a go. That'll be part 2 of the epilogue, and we will see you then. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. Link to Twitch and YouTube are in each other's bios. And we will see you later. Have a good night, y'all.